I got a great video here for you guys. We have the amazing opportunity to go behind the scenes with Anthony from Dunlop, who will tell us the proper way to change a tire and maybe give you some tips you were unaware of. This is how the pros do it, right next to his buddy Marshall. They have already changed, I think, 100 since I have been standing here. But first thing, Anthony, no tire machine. You guys are doing this hand tools and stand. Is that obviously the preferred way?
Right, well, we cleared this up earlier. We are the machine.
That's right.
Yeah, but yes, we do everything by hand here. And the main reason, like we said earlier, is to feel if there's anything going on. If you get a little spoonful of tube or something, or if maybe something's going on a little bit too tight and you got to investigate it a little bit more, we're able to be in tune with it. So by hand, we have better feel and ability to ensure that the equipment is safe for the riders to be on.
Very cool. So we'll let Anthony pull this off and we'll take a look at some of the tools of the trade. He's got the Motion Pro spoons. He's also got a Motion Pro bead buddy that he uses over here. These are in the Supercross pits, so they are using the big thick tubes. There is the bead buddy right there. As for the products, I've seen him already put a little bit of baby powder.
The cornstarch baby powder.
Cornstarch baby powder.
It's gotta be cornstarch.
Inside the tire.
And we do that so that way the tube doesn't chafe and it's able to move freely as the tire flexes while they're riding.
Guys, look at this. For everybody, I wanted to do this video for everybody watching out there, because if you are stumped on changing your tire, if you're sick of taking your tire to the dealer and spending a whole bunch of money, this is how easy it really is. This is how fast you can do it. Now, of course, Anthony is a seasoned pro. He's at every round of Supercross, every round of motocross, does hundreds of these a weekend. But look at this, he's almost got it off right there, no problems. And now the rim lock, the rim lock is still on, right?
Yeah, the
rim lock's still on. Tube is still, so you didn't pull the tube out either, huh?
No.
So some guys I've seen pull the tube out before they pull the tire off.
So what we do is we take both beads off first, and then I push the beads off on one side, so that way the tires suck down into it, and then I'm able to pull the wheel out.
Okay, he's got the wheel off, just like that. Here comes the new tire. He's going to put some of this special lube. And what type of lube are we using?
It is Hunter Engineering Company. It's a special high-performance tire mounting paste.
High-performance tire mounting paste. If you guys are wondering too, it's freezing cold here in Arlington, Texas. They've got some heaters going, but it is not slowing down their progress. So here we go. Let's just recap, guys. We got baby powder inside the tire. We've got lube on the outside of the tire. Tube, let's see where he decides to put the tube in. Puts the tube in up top.
So the tube's going in first before I get any of the beads on. I line up the valve stem with the quality control mark on there. On road race, you want to put the valve stem there just because that would be the light spot of the tire. On these, it's just a quality mark that we have.
Okay, quality.
But it's a good reference point to see if you had any wheel spin within the tire. Or also, if say the rider comes back in with a flat and then we're able to pull the tube out, we can reference where the valve stem was in reference with the rest of the tire. So if there was a puncture or something like that, it's a lot easier to find.
Very cool. Now a little trick you just did right there, that you put a little bit of air in that thing.
Yeah, you want it to be at its natural form, so it's a pretty good amount of air.
Okay.
It keeps the tube out of the way while I'm working
keep you
on
from pinching it. I'm sure number one complaint for most guys, if you're a weekend warrior like me, a shade tree mechanic, is how do I keep from pinching that tube? We've all done it. It's frustrating. But if you have the right tools, I'm sure Anthony never recommends using a screwdriver.
So only in a pinch.
Only
Get it? A pinch. So right here, I have it barely threaded on the valve stem. There's a little lock nut for the valve stem cap.
Okay.
So this is hooked underneath the rim lock already.
Okay.
I'm going to push my hip into it and then start off getting a little bit in. Now I'm going to leave my tire iron in and just slide it over and take small bites. And I don't push it too far, otherwise this is going to push back out and I'm going to end up scratching my wheel. So I leave it in, go just past 90, take these small little bites where I'm scooting it over, and as you look right here, it's getting really tight. So this one I could probably split it in the middle. Boom, first side.
Amazing. Amazingly quick.
Second one.
Do you have to keep an eye on the rim lock when you're doing this to make sure it doesn't get pinched?
No, I scoop underneath. That's the first thing I do is make sure that that's all taken care of.
Okay.
If the rim lock's on the opposite side, the rim lock would be the end point for me.
All right.
So that's a different trick there.
So now we have some lube on both sides of the tire.
Yes, sir.
All right, and there he is. And now here comes the bead buddy. So this is something you guys want to get from Motion Pro. Bead buddy holds it. Look at how easy you're doing this. Amazing. Amazing. A lot of people fight this. This can be a difficult part for some. Not for Anthony. That bead buddy really helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, keeps hands free, at least on that part. So I can use both hands.
There we go. We're almost there, guys. We are
So
almost there. So
this is where you want to push down. See how it's 2/3 of the way done?
Yes.
Now I'm going to push down on this side to make sure that the bead is in the drop center of the wheel. Now I have all the slack that I need to finish this mount right here. So I'm going to leave it in still. Leave it in while it's tight. I scoot it over just a little bit and I'm leading this on. And again, I'm not going much past that right there. It's barely past 90. If I go further, that's where I'm going to pinch the tube. So we go there. We're getting close now.
Getting close, getting close.
A little bit more. Last.
Great
Boom.
job,
Done.
man. Great job. How about that? Video 6:32 so far.
With talking.
With talking. How quick is that now? Let's see. So this was a great tip that we talked about earlier too. Doesn't tighten the valve stem down, cap down the whole way. They're not. I'm sorry. You only want to back that against the stem, and the reason for that is
it's just gonna. You don't want this lock nut. If you have this tightened down to the rim and there's any bit of wheel spin, it can cause a tear in the tube
Gotcha.
at that point.
Okay.
So it's gonna be backed up against the valve cap.
great advice. How tight for the rim lock?
Maybe about 14 pounds.
Okay. So
Yeah,
not much.
it's a more of a feel thing. I wish I could be a bit more scientific about it, but
Now, is there a certain amount of air we got to put in this to set the bead?
typically it could take anywhere from like 35 to 40 pounds. If you have a clean wheel that doesn't have dirt where the bead sits, and then you give a little bit of lube, then that should be all it takes. If it takes more, a lot of times it's because the wheel is dirty.
That is awesome, man. Thank you so much for showing us. Anthony from Dunlop. Guys, leave your questions, your comments down below, but this is it, an unedited, right now, less than 8-minute video. He was able to get this done. Here's the big question. Who's quicker, Anthony or Marshall?
We leave the racing on the track.
And then if you want to know what your tire pressure is, you always have to have a good tire pressure
Yes.
gauge. So this is what we use. It's the Motion Pro digital tire pressure gauge.
Cool stuff.
This is the prototype one actually that we tested and did all the durability testing for the one that's on the market right now.
Very cool, man. Do appreciate it, guys. A lot of great stuff to get from Motion Pro. Get your tires from Dunlop. Thank you, Anthony. You guys continue to kick butt out here.